What is going on today, guys? AU here, and today we are going over something that is probably the biggest accomplishment that you'll ever see Eli do. Not the fact that he was also not the fact that he's also the finalist for NSL. No, that's not his biggest accomplishment at all. No, definitely not in Draft League.
I've been doing Draft League since Gen 6, so this nothing, bro. This nothing.
Yeah. So we did just record like a 10-minute clip that we didn't pick up Eli on at all. So he talked basically I had to sit here and listen to Eli talk for 10 minutes for no reason, but it's fine. So I do kind of I didn't actually do this in the other clip, but I do want to start out by saying that if you are new here, subscribe. And more than anything, hit the like button, because I realized that
you're gonna be seeing me tomorrow. You're gonna be seeing me Friday.
This is
Get used to this voice.
We might as well just record. We might as well just record a video for Thursday at this point, because this is basically Rick and Eli week. We're having this video go up today, which is Monday for you guys. And then we're recording another video, which is the BL Nights video that will be going up Tuesday. I haven't been doing uploads on Wednesday. And then I don't know what I'm doing for Thursday yet, but then Friday, actually I do know what I'm doing Thursday. That's Draft League. There's another Draft League on Thursday. And then Friday is the special entertainment. It's the finals. So regardless of what happens Friday, you're gonna hear Eli at the end. Whether if he's won, you're gonna hear very happy Eli that's gonna be making fun of whatever I did stupidly during the match. If I win, you're gonna be hearing happy me that makes fun of him for whatever stupid he did during the match. But yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Post-match interview is gonna be crazy. So
and, that's like the big finale,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That one you need to kick your feet up, put a blanket on, get some nachos ready.
That's gonna be like an hour-long video between the team builder, the battle plus the interview. Dude,
no, I think it's gonna be like a 40-minute interview.
Yeah.
And the actual battle will be like 10, and then like the first 10 will be like team builder.
Yeah.
Oh, Malamar's gonna be a problem.
Dude, how I've ended up in that final, I don't have any idea, honestly. Like I had no business. I feel like I had business winning playoffs quarterfinals. I had no business winning that last game. But if you don't know how, there's a whole playlist. I know y'all are quarantined, so there's you don't give me that excuse to go like binge watch the whole season. At least the last two games.
The first season too. Season 2 for your boys. So go.
I've had a total of.
So go binge watch that.
I've had a total of what now? 13 total Draft League matches in my lifetime, and they're all on YouTube for you to watch. But that is singles Draft League. We're actually here to talk about a doubles Draft League that I actually started with another guy that's in our singles Draft League. We started a doubles Draft League. I wasn't even in this Draft League to begin with, but like things got rushed.
Yeah, I didn't join because A, I'm terrible at doubles, and B, I was supposed to be on vacation, but of course that didn't happen. So now I subbed for somebody week 3, and it took me to week freaking 7 to win the game, and winning on the oh my god!
I
still can't believe
someone. The win he's got has kind of thrown playoffs up in the air for a few teams, which is always annoying if you're those teams. But if you're not those teams, it's kind of funny. But yeah.
Oh, so, I love messing.
Who knows? And Ryder just beat not Ryder.
As we're speaking,
Mac, the new guy. The new guy I actually battled last week. He took me to game 3, but I ended up pulling out the set. The new guy beat the number 1 guy, so now the number 1 guy has 2 losses, and I faced what is now the number 1 guy next week, so he might have 2 losses. So who knows if a few cards fall the right way. When I picked up my team, I was like 0-4, and if a few cards fall the right way, I might have like a 3rd seed. But
and meanwhile, I'm in the toilet bowl against SAS to see who's not finishing last.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that one's important for me too, because I ain't trying to finish dead last.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to finish dead last.
And he wouldn't have had he wouldn't have had a chance.
My team is so sick.
Yeah,
my team is so sick.
Eli texted me about week 3. He actually subbed in for somebody before I even did. I had no intentions of ever joining this league ever. Like I didn't even care about joining it. But then too many people dropped. I figured I'd pick up somebody. But Eli texted me like week 3. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna join the doubles league and I want to kind of like draft some Pokemon." And I was like, he got 5 transactions that he could make to the team since he didn't actually draft the first team. So we gave him 5 transactions. And like the team before, I don't even remember. I don't even know what you've kept and what you got rid of. I know it had Togekiss and Arcanine, which is the reason you wanted to play it.
Oh man, I saw the roster and I saw Togekiss and Arcanine. I was like, sign me up, Chief. Sign me up, Chief. Those are the 2 most broken things in VGC, especially Togekiss, bro. Like Togekiss is how much usage on Showdown? Like
on Showdown right now, it's at 40%. But if you look at online tournaments, its usage is usually like if you look at top 32, its usage will usually be about 60%, somewhere up in there.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like I had to.
I think one tournament hit 75% usage of top 32.
Because the people in the singles league know, right? So Togekiss is RNGesus, right? So I'm already familiar with what Togekiss does in singles. But there's this move in doubles called Follow Me, and apparently only a select like 3 lines of Pokemon can do it, and the Togekiss line is one of them. And I got the big blimp on my back, so that was probably the biggest reason why I picked up this team so fast. And then I also kept Arcanine because, like, you know, it's probably like the best Intimidate user for as long as I can remember. So that's gonna be on the team. This Lucario here, I dropped it for Gengar, and Lucario being free was a real surprise to me. I know in singles it can hit like hard and be pretty fast at, you know, 90 speed is not something to joke at with priority moves, and it can hit on both sides, physical or special. And, you know, the ability justified, I could, like, you know, my Gmax Pokemon is Pikachu, but I don't even use it in Gmax form, just so that way I could, you know, fling a Lychee Berry onto Lucario and then go to work with Lucario in Dynamax form, which, by the way, this league is VGC style, so anybody can Dynamax. It's not
and it's
ABL
best of 3s.
It's like 6v6 and you have a designated like captain. No, anyone can Dynamax, so it's essentially a free-for-all. Yeah,
it's literally exactly like VGC rules. You can sleep as many Pokemon you want, show 6, bring 4, anyone can Dynamax. We did limit each team to 1 Gigantamax though, just to kind of keep, like, I could have ended up with Gmax Snorlax and Gmax Colossal until I realized that we had set a rule that you can only get 1 Gmax. So I'm stuck with regular Colossal. That's the only thing we limited it to. It's the only thing we limited it to. Arguably, anyways, most Gmaxes are kind of worse than their Dmax anyways. So, but yeah, that's the only thing we limited it to. Everything else is VGC 2020 rules. We did best of 3 matches, no sleep clause, no evasion clause, no anything clause. The only clause there is item and species. So.
And so we got Lucario, you know, putting in some work as a justified. Arcanine can also be a justified if need be, but I always knew that Intimidate, you know, even though it's very good in singles, it's very, very good in doubles. So keeping that around is cool. I dropped Scrafty for Drampa after the week 3 battle, and Drampa getting you know, Cloud 9 to negate weather is very cool, especially in doubles. So I can, like, you know, I can set my leads, double into Drampa, and whoever is the swift swimmer, the chlorophyll, or the sand rush user, no more. You can't do that with drip on the field. With 36 speed, to it thrives under Trick Room as well, which leads to one of the few B tiers that I kept in Bronze Zone here, just being also filling out the Dragon Fairy Steel Core, and then having access to Trick Room as well definitely saved me a lot in the win that we're about to show you today. Like I said, we have GMAX Pikachu, but I don't even Gigantamax this Pikachu. It's just more of a teammate, if anything. I dropped. Who did I drop? I dropped Appleton for Stonejourner, and in singles I would never do that. I would never drop an Appleton for a Stonejourner, but in doubles, okay, you look at the 70 speed, it's all right, but you also have Power Spot, which is basically a free life orb given to my teammate, whoever's standing next to Stonejourner, and one Rock Polish is outspeeding Dragapult, which is really cool, and it has access to a Wonder Room, which flips the defense and Spadef around, which is something that's pretty cool. So that's why I picked up Stonejourner, because I wanted to see if Power Spot would be good in doubles as advertised, and just wanted to try it out and see what happens. I kept Pilot Swine as the Eviolite user. Roselia, I picked up Roselia for Persian, for Kanto Persian. I'm not super excited. Me picking up Lucario, I have a better fake out user anyway, so Kanto Persian had to go, and I picked up Roselia, which is the MVP of the win that we're about to show today. I picked up Barbarical to shell smash things. Tried it against Rick, week 4 or 5?
I don't even know. I just picked up my team, and I still had to battle with the team that was drafted, and we won't say what happened.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We'll just say that Shell Smash Max Knuckle into Mimikyu did not work.
And then I kept Ninjask lastly, just for speed control, and that's my team. That was my whole roster.
Yeah, and I kind of tried to emphasize whenever he was telling me he wanted to change some stuff around. I was like, pick up Trick Room Pokemon, because something you'll see in Draft League is Trick Room is probably the strongest archetype to me inside Draft League, because with as many, the way Draft League works is only one person gets one of the Pokemon, right? So if I have one of the only Imprison users or one of the only Taunt users or something like that, stopping Trick Room from going up is super duper hard in Draft League doubles, especially since you already had Togekiss, and Follow Me plus a Trick Room setter is already a super good strategy in regular VGC.
Yeah, so me having Togekiss to take over was huge, because again, like we mentioned, Follow Me, only a very, very select few mons get it, and me having that to my disposal is actually very good. To be honest, it actually saves me. It made with the exception of Rick's match, I think all the other ones were really close leading up to this one. But
and I actually do want to say, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but there are going to be timestamps. I'm trying to get better about reminding people about this, because ever since our NSL draft, NSL analysis, season analysis, I've been putting timestamps in every single video, but I've never said anything about it, so I don't know if people are even using them. But there are going to be timestamps. There's going to be timestamps to skip all this if you want to skip it. You want to watch Battle 1, Battle 2, Battle 3, or listen to the team breakdown. They're all going to be down there. I guess at this point, if you're listening to me, you've probably already heard the team breakdown, but maybe somebody will catch it before.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess if you want to kind of go ahead and go over this matchup, you can.
Yeah, so what also, in the addition to the timestamps, there will also be a link to the PokePaste, and just click it and then follow along with the team that I brought for all 3 sets. This match went to 3 sets. So we have the Togekiss here. This is your standard bulky crit kiss set. That's, alliteration is not my thing. Scopeland Super Luck, like I did against Keystone in Singles Draft League, but this has a Chinese set spread.
Basically, the people that are looking at it, the spread that I gave him is meant to outspeed base 95s after +1, and then its bulk is to live things. Like it's gonna live that Darmanitan that you see on the screne pretty much.
Yep.
Other than that, like
a lot for that Dragapult and the Darmanitan. I game planned a lot for that. I game planned a lot, but this week, for this week in particular is I've always been running Follow Me 3 attacks, but this is Follow Me Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, and Heat Wave. Heat Wave. Normally, like in singles, I would run like Flamethrower, but like Heat Wave, it hits like both, so hits like both opponents, so that's why Heat Wave's there. We have the Arcanine, banded Arcanine, protect 3 attacks with Flare Blitz for stab, E-Speed for priority, which is +2. So with the exception of like Fake Out, it can outspeed things that are not Dragapult, and then Wild Charge for coverage as well. Then this is the ultimate teammate. This was the best teammate for my win. The Bronzong holding the Cobbleberry just to the Cobbleberry. What? Yeah, that's right. The Umbreon. Yeah, of course. I brought the Cobbleberry for the Umbreon. It was Trick Room, Body Press, Ally Switch, and Bulldoze. Ally Switch is good for, swapping positions. If I can predict.
It's just annoying. Ally Switch is just an annoying move.
Along with, I already have a Follow Me user and Ally Switch on top of it.
Oh, wait until you run into Togekisses that run Follow Me plus Ally Switch. Those are the best ones.
Wait, that's a thing? I might try that next week.
Dude, it's so annoying. I hate that's one of the reasons I hate Best of One is just because like Ally Switch is always going to beat you the first time they use it because you don't even know they have it.
Right. So you have to like scout that out for like set 2 and 3. But we also have Trick Room, which was the MVP of the game. Body Press is there because if the Umbreon wants to attack me, I have no problem eating the attack with Cobbleberry and then revenge killing it with Body Press. And then Bulldoze just to hit both opponents and lower their speed. Now this Roselia right here initially was supposed to be Eviolite, because like in singles you hold an Eviolite and stuff, right? Just to be bulky and stuff. But this was but the Focus Sash was recommended to me by Rick, and I told him, I said, yo, if Sleep misses, that's on you. I swear, if Sleep Powder misses, that's on you. It's
with my record, it should have missed every single time.
Yeah, but it's 75% accurate. But when it does hit, it does hit. And there was a time where it did miss, but we'll get to that in the replay. We have Dazzling Gleam to take on the Dragapult, Giga Drain for stab recovery, Leech Seed because he doesn't have a grass type necessarily to be immune to it. We have the Drampa, Life Orb, Berserk. Was not Cloud9 this week, simply because I didn't see weather coming on his side, so it was Berserk for the ability. Protect 3 attacks, extra sensory to flinch the Hitmontop maybe in the Trick Room of Dragon Pulse for stab, and then the Energy Ball if who did I have Energy Ball for? Was it? No, it was not you. Oh, it was for like things like Tyranitar but those did not come. And then we also have, and last but certainly not least, Stonejourner. Oddly enough, it's in the last spot here, and it did the least amount of work, but it was Wonder Room 3 attack set, simply because, like, you know, it wasn't able to, you know, get rock polishes off in practice, so I just with the Wonder Room 3 attacks instead. But that's enough with the team builder. We're gonna hop into game 1 here, and
I'm actually gonna
the
put this
first
on
thing
slow.
that I thought that was gonna lead was like, okay,
Here,
I definitely knew that like
I have an idea
Zatu
real
was
quick.
gonna.
I have an idea real quick. I'm gonna share
up?
I'm gonna share my screen with you. That way we can look at the same. We can look at the same one at the same time. So just look at my screen now. Like, go into Discord and look at. You'll see my screen.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah. So now you can watch. We can watch this at the same time. That way we're not having to watch 2 different ones. And talk about it at the same time.
So just start from the beginning.
Yeah. All right. So you can kind of start over now and say what you were saying. I cut him off because I was sharing my screen with him, but.
In the end, if you're here from the timestamp, welcome.
Yeah. Please use the timestamps. Don't listen to us ramble for an hour.
Right, stop here. Oh no, you went too fast, Chief.
You gotta go fast. Listen, I got this thing on slow and you're going too slow.
You have a slow. Just put it on normal, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Just the wave. Normal is the wave. What you doing?
All right, start talking about your match.
Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. So look, we have the. Oh, where is it? There. Let me make this full. So, pause it right here. So the Hitmontop Darmanitan lead, right? I knew that Zatu was gonna come in the back to magic bounce stuff, right? I really thought that it was going to be, if I were to guess, I was hoping it would be like Hitmon, like, well, because Rangaroo like was confusing for me. So like not bringing like things like Golurk and Tyranitar or Corviknight really threw me off. So I really had no like guaranteed lead. So I just went with, you know, the most like successful. I just went with a basic strat in leading Bronzong and Stonejourner just to like get Trick Room and Wonder Room off and then sweep, because I knew he would max first, and the old saying goes, he who Dynamaxes first loses. So that's what I was trying to bait him to do.
Maybe in singles.
So but also, you can play it now.
Two of the 2 Pokemon you see on the field usually aren't Dynamaxers, which is something, if you are watching this, Eli doesn't play doubles actually at all. So
which is why this is
it's very
a huge accomplishment for me.
Yeah. So most people, you would see Darmanitan, and I don't know if you know this, but Guerrilla Tactics actually is nullified if you Dynamax. So usually Darmanitan doesn't Dynamax, and Hitmontop rarely Dynamaxes. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one.
I prepped for Belly Drum Zen mode. So I go here I double into Arcanine just to get my Intimidates off. Simply because I knew that I could have Trick Room in the back if needed. You can go. As he detects, which was really surprising because I had no idea. Pause. Yeah, that detect really threw me because I know Hitmontop is a great fake out user, and the fact that he just straight up detected and just let Darmanitan like EQ, like, imagine if I didn't get the Intimidate off, like off rip, Stonejourner was dying.
Yeah, and see, I have no idea if this is just a really top tier play on his end, or like, I don't know, because Bronzong is a Levitate user, 1. Right. So you don't usually usually EQ in the face of a Bronzong. 2, you don't have Protect on your Stonejourner, but you very well could have, and he didn't know it at the time. So you could have just protect Trick Room, which is usually, it's a thing with weakness policy Pokemon. Rhyperior does it a lot. It'll sit beside Dusclops, and it'll protect. Dusclops sets up Trick Room. So had you done that, neither one of your Pokemon were getting hit by Earthquake. Plus, he didn't fake out. He could have faked out your Bronzong slot to stop Trick Room, or your Stonejourner slot to stop you from attacking or doing whatever, which he did, which he didn't do. So you totally could have just set Trick Room turn 1. But to me, if I was in your spot, just like you probably were thinking, I'm expecting a fake out probably and a Flare Blitz into the Bronzong. Definitely not an EQ though.
Definitely not this.
Definitely would never have expected EQ.
This is something you would see like in a playthrough of like a regular game, as he goes into Xatu here, and I go big with my weakness policy like popped off.
Yeah, so this is where I think you kind of messed up. Just because at this point, the 2 Pokemon that are on the field are relatively
so low at health.
Yeah, they're relatively useless. So Dynamaxing one of these is not as good as, because I know you had Drampa in the back. So definitely, I would have saved it for Drampa. Was he Scarfed Darmanitan? Because see, at this point, right, you can accept that Stonejourner's going down. You know he's locked into Earthquake. Right. So Stonejourner's going down. And so maxing it there, he actually switched out into Xatu, which I don't know. I don't understand the switch. Maybe he wanted to come back in with an Intimidate later. But like here, if I'm you, I'm hoping I'm faster and I'm Flare Blitzing, or I at least win the speed tie. And I Flare Blitz the Darmanitan. And then you have your Bronzong in the back, where you know he's locked into Earthquake, and then he has Xatu on the field. You can pretty safely get up a Trick Room, and then Drampa can come in later and Dynamax and sweep. Which, when I was watching this back, was what I was thinking, but then you decided to Dynamax your Stonejourner and extreme speed.
I just extreme speeded for the chip, assuming he was Scarf. So I just got the chip off. It did a lot. It's basically like lower than Arcanine right now, so it was good. I felt that getting that chip off was important. As both of my Mons go down.
And then I guess that kind of shows why he went into the Xatu, just so he didn't take any Earthquake damage.
So again, both of them go down, and then I go into Drampa and Bronzong, which you'll see this pair again, don't worry. But Xatu sets Tailwind, and Dragon Pulse hits like a truck here as I set up the Trick Room. So now there's Tailwind, there's Trick Room, and Wonder Room.
Which is
very confusing to someone like me.
Yeah, imagine if you had your max still, like you hadn't used it. Drampa maxes that turn, KOs Xatu. It also lowers the Hitmontop's attack. At this point, Body Press takes care of the Darmanitan, and then you can max Dragon the Hitmontop, probably take that out. So like, I feel like if you saved your max that one turn and just maxed it with Drampa, you still win this game, or at least you still win game 1.
And then he'll fake out here.
Yeah.
And then I go for the ally switch, didn't flinch. He went into the spot that was supposed to be for the Bronzong, but I ally switched it, which was nice. The Sucker Punch ate my Cobbleberry. It wasn't doing anything anyway, since it's like a non-stab Sucker Punch anyway. But I just body pressed the Xatu, thinking that it would still kill, but clearly not. I extra sensory the Hitmontop, just like I planned on doing under Trick Room, and that's where the eject button came on, which really threw me off. I know eject button is I know what eject button does, but I didn't know that it was a popular thing in doubles.
Yeah, a lot of Hitmontop likes to use it just because Incineroar, like the reason Incineroar is so good is because it has Intimidate, Fake Out, and U-turn or Parting Shot. So you can get momentum that way. The way Hitmontop users make up for that is with the eject button. So if they want to pivot out, they'll just let you hit them. and then they'll eject button out. That way they can come in later with fake out pressure and intimidate pressure. But yeah, so even at this point, seeing the Dragapult on the field now just confirms, like, had you saved that max, then Drampa ran through the rest of his team beside Bronzong. Another thing is, like, the ally switch. I don't know if you knew that fake out had higher priority than ally switch or not, or if you actually wanted to ally switch there, or like you didn't want Bronzong to take that air slash. But yeah, at this point they've got the Dragapult on the field, so.
Well, I wanted the ally switch no matter what idea that you know, I knew I was gonna be flinched too. I just wanted the, like, you know, well, because Hazard Heat Wave, I guess, as into the turn where Dragapult becomes big, and as is fading, like as was for pretty decent on the it was weakness policy by Stonejourner, which was crazy, and then Max Flare into the Drampa spot goes down, and as soon as that went down, that was pretty much game right there, because again my moves were Trick Room, Bulldoze, Body Press, and Ally Switch. Bronzong's role was to be a teammate. It wasn't to, you know, be a so. This was pretty much a GG once Drampa went down.
All right, guys. So we're in game 2 now. We did have a little bit of trouble right at the end of the last game, but it should be fine. I checked.
Just a little.
Yeah, it should be fine. Nothing got cut out that was important. But now we are in game 2. And I am actually going to go ahead and start playing up until Eli wants to start explaining his thought process behind things.
So this is set 2, and I led Roselia and Arcanine just to, like, spice things up. I kept Trick Room in the back. I had the Arcanine, you know, to essentially I was planning to. You can play it now. I think I had the plan to, like, you know, go max here at this rate. Actually, no, I doubled into Togekiss because I was intimidated already. So
yeah.
He suckered and propped the weakness policy, and then max geysered into the Arcanine spot, which tells me that, like, it's definitely a Hydro Pump, which we'll get into that later. And then I actually sleep powdered the Dragapult, which was huge, and I didn't even pop the Focus Sash yet at that point. And, you know, that was because in set 1, like, my Dynamax became useless, so I wanted to make, you know, his Dynamax useless by getting full sleeps on Dragapult. So that was my thought process there. The Dazzling Gleam goes off. I get 2 Dazzling Gleams off, one from Kiss and one from Roselia, and then
then you see the I don't know if we had saw the eject button already, but the eject button brought there too, which is kind of important, I think, to know for game 3.
Oh, easily. But the Kiss goes down to Icicle Crash. That's fine, but the Dragapult's still asleep, which is the more important thing in my opinion. As I go into my 4th member, so now I get to properly Dynamax with my Stonejourner. He thought that Icicle Crash was super effective on my rock type Stonejourner. That fortunately worked in my favor. That was a goof on his part, but that's not as bad as my goof.
One thing I realized was you had your Arcanine in, right? And you had planned on Dynamaxing your Stonejourner, which was good. But based on the damage that Extreme Speed did to Darmanitan in game 1, you probably could have just Extreme Sped that Darmanitan then to take it out and then Rockfall the Dragapult. You know?
Yeah, but I was still afraid of, like,
him waking up and Hydro Pumping.
No, I was just afraid of Hitmontop faking out into that spot, and then Dragapult would just, you know, go max Geyser into that spot, like double it in. That's why I just doubled out to Togekiss at that point. As Hitmontop comes back in after the thing goes down. The poison point came in so clutch because although I'm flinched and my focus sash is useless, getting toxic damage on the Hitmontop was huge. As Stonjourner goes down because Max Geyser is a Hydro Pump spot, which is special, and Stonjourner's special defense is atrocious. And the dodge might have,
that dodge was huge, pretty much, because if we play out these next couple turns right with Arcanine gone, then
you can hit play. Yeah, go for it.
So you do pick up right here. So you pick up that Dazzling Gleam KO, right? And I'm pretty much just speculating on the Hydro Pump miss if had it hit. Judging by the damage that it did to the Stonjourner, I'm 100% sure that Oko's Arcanine too. So Arcanine goes down, you pick up that KO on the Dragapult, Hitmontop comes back in, and then you have Xatu plus Hitmontop. Hitmontop fakes out. Then Xatu air slashes. Depending on if you live it or not, it really doesn't matter because you're in Sandstorm, and I think Xatu is probably faster than you anyways. We were max speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
so it's 128.
But I did not have, but I was adamant not, I believe I was adamant not Jolly.
Or, Modest.
Yeah, so it might have.
But yeah, Xatu probably still outsped there. So basically, long story short, that Hydro Pump miss was the game-saving hacks that you needed that game, pretty much.
Yeah, for that set in particular, as all that was left was Xatu and Hitmontop. Hitmontop was going to go down to poison damage anyway. So there's the flinch. The air slash, I do live. I just wanted to check. I just wanted to check the magic bounce.
I believe you did that. Oh my goodness.
Oh my, that's not even the goof. That's not even the big goof.
You say
that was just the goof.
He has two sleep powder goes, but he does end up winning game 2, which was huge because it is best of 3 and he lost game 1, so he had to win game 2 to even have a chance at coming back game 3. And we actually we did have to record this already, so we kind of already have this fresh in our minds, but I will say that Eli made the exact right adaptations that he needed to make to just basically blow him out this game 3.
Yeah. Put the leads on.
Yeah,
put
the adaptations that you made.
This is where everything comes to.
Yeah, it won you the game. It won you the game turn 1, pretty much.
Stop it right there. Now, there's only one reason why I would put these two together, and it's and Rick can attest for this. Follow Me Trick Room is broken.
Especially in draft.
And I could have done it like set 1, but I didn't want it to give it away necessarily. I wanted to do like my process is to do some standard stuff just to see like if he can adapt to the standard stuff and then do some advanced stuff if I push it to a set 3. So I knew that Hitmontop Sucker Punch the Dragapult for weakness policy set 2. So basically he wanted to win in the speed department. So what better way to take away his speed than to do Follow Me Trick Room in set 3. So and that is exactly what I did turn 1. Go ahead, hit it. So I know the Sucker Punch is coming again. But
and you actually learned that it fails if you use Follow Me.
Yep, because it goes right into that spot. And then
so turn 2, so turn 2 you made a switch that I had said I don't know if I would have made it or not, the switch into Roselia. Who did you have in the back this game? Did you have Stonjourner or Drampa?
I had Drampa as the 4.
Yeah, so you had Drampa. I think this turn I probably just would have used Follow Me with Togekiss here.
Again?
Or even if you don't, just Dazzling Gleam and then don't switch out the Bronzong because you want one of your Pokemon to go down because you want Drampa in at that point. Because the point of Trick Room is you have 4 turns, right? And that's usually more than enough. It's usually more than enough.
Yeah.
In doubles.
Doubles, like 4 turns is plenty.
Yeah, the hard part is the reason Follow Me Trick Room is kind of so popular is because a lot of people, they'll try to double up into the Trick Room user to take it out turn 1. So you use Follow Me, and your Follow Me user is actually kind of a sacrifice. Like, you kind of sacrifice it to go down. That way you can,
now I'm
on turn
guaranteed
2,
to, like, get Trick
yeah,
Room
on turn
up.
2 you get a free switch in into a Trick Room sweeper, which on turn 2 here, you could have Dazzling
It should have been
Gleamed.
Drampa, yeah.
Yeah, you should have. You could have Dazzling Gleamed and bulldozed or something, or body pressed the Hitmontop, and then at least one of your Pokemon goes down, and then Drampa comes in and just cleans up the rest of his team.
Yeah, but I think, like, in the back of my mind, I just wanted, like, I didn't want to straight, swap and then, like, get obliterated by, like...
Yeah. Don't straight swap into Drampa. I'm saying just stay in on both Pokemon, and one of them dies. So then, at that point,
just wait for
Drampa
one of
comes
the
in.
things to die. Like, I wanted, like, my best case scenario was to put Drampa in the spot where Togekiss, like, dies. You feel me?
And at the same time, like, switching out Bronzong isn't horrible just because you are Sash, Roselia, and you're definitely slower than both of them. It's just, and late game Trick Room is definitely a thing, especially when you look at the Pokemon he has. He doesn't have anything to really answer it that's not his Dragapult, so...
Yep. As I get the chip on both Hitmon and Dragapult, the eject button comes for the Darmanitan. I pop the Focus Sash like I wanted it to, and there's the oof right there.
We were joking around last night. I was like, yeah, when you saw that Focus Sash pop, you probably were like, haha, I got you. Like, you thought you were gonna Oko my Roselia. I'm just gonna Sleep Powder you now.
And then, my God, I was so excited.
And then he forgot. He just completely forgot that Electric Terrain doesn't let anything go to sleep.
Yeah, like, I make so many goofs in Electric Terrain. It's insane. I'm not just Electric Terrain. I Will-O-Wisp in Misty Terrain or something.
Yeah.
Way back too.
That was in the NSL League, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness, we don't talk about that. But yeah.
But anyway, so I'm so surprised that Dazzling Gleam didn't kill. I know I said it yesterday, but I still cannot believe that Dazzling Gleam did not kill Dragapult.
It must have been a roll or something.
Yeah, it had to have been.
If it lived on that, as the Max Lightning comes off and then kills the Togekiss, and the Rock Slide kills my Roselia. But as you can see, there's still, in addition to the sun, there's Electric Terrain, and then there's still, like, 2 turns of Trick Room left. So this allows Drampa to go to work now, basically.
Yeah, and now imagine had you not
switch that I want. Yeah.
Had you not Sleep Powder that turn, you actually probably could have KO'd that Dragapult if you just Dazzling Gleamed.
I legit thought the Dazzling Gleam would kill, to be honest with you. There's him on top comes back for the Intimidate, but the Body Press does not matter because we're defense heavy.
Yeah, and that turn you made the exact right play. Like, you didn't need to Dynamax because you knew you were faster.
Like, I thought, like, long term,
Pokemon.
Yeah, I thought, like, long term, like, I saw that Trick Room was winding down, so I didn't want to, like, Dynamax until I get, fresh Trick Room up again.
Yeah, because then you would have to waste, like, a Max Guard turn or something. But, like, in that position, you were in a position where both your Pokemon KO both their Pokemon, so you didn't have to Dynamax and you were able to save the resources that you wanted to. Exactly.
As the Xatu takes chip from the Dragon Pulse, protects on the next turn, I Body Press to kill the Darmanitan right there. So it's just really Xatu left at this point. No, Dragon Pulse.
Yeah, Dragon Pulse still alive,
but there's no Trick Room, and fortunately they doubled into the Drampa spot, and I get fresh Trick Room, and that was pretty much the game right there. As soon as my opponent saw the fresh Trick Room come on, he was just like,
yeah, he pretty much I think he forfeited. But if you're thinking, I don't know, people might be thinking this turn, if you're the other guy, right, you had Sun up, so the other guy probably could have picked up a KO on Bronzong with Fire Blast, because he had Fire Blast because he Max Flared with Fire Blast plus Air Slash or something.
Yeah, something powerful. You would think.
You would think, but Shaggy here has Cloud 9.
Air Slash. He went Air Slash to double into the.
Yeah, he was definitely scared of the Drampa. Like, if I was him, I definitely would have tried to either Shadow Ball or Fire Blast the Bronzong, and then Air Slash. But it wouldn't have mattered because Fire Blast actually isn't getting that boost in the sun that it usually would because you're Cloud 9 on your
That's
jump up.
right.
So
That
you
is
wouldn't have actually
correct.
died anyways. So
No.
he had to hope that you didn't protect your jump on that turn, basically.
I always like with my team builders, I always have like a status move or a protect spot as the fourth move. I almost never run protect in singles, but it's very important in doubles. You know, in previous generations, protect used to be for both teammates, but now it's just only nerfed to just whatever mon is gonna protect. It can only protect itself. It can't protect the teammate. So protecting in that spot was huge, so that way I could just get, you know, fresh trick room and hopefully survive. I was more concerned about the guy doubling into my bronze zone because he saw trick room come up, and if he were to double into that bronze on spot and that goes down and I don't get trick room, then Dragapult just goes to work with his dragon move, and that would have been a different story.
There is a world, because you still had your Dynamax at that point, so there is a world where Dragapult actually doesn't OHKO you. Maybe. I don't know the calc on that. But like we said, at that point you had a full health Bronzong. You didn't have to actually even be worried about being KO'd there, so the protect on Trampa was definitely the right play. And I know a lot of newer players in VGC learning how to read protects, learning what Pokemon to protect, when to call out another player's protect is like the hardest thing to learn. So
yeah,
like you said, protect is definitely like one of the most important moves in VGC. And I think almost every single VGC video I've put up, I'll say, yeah, this Pokemon has protect because it's really important. And that's my explanation of why so many of my Pokemon have protect. But yeah,
protect is just probably the most super important move in doubles right now, because like when you pull it off like the way I did in set 3 and they doubled into the protect spot, it really like gives you momentum. It's like the momentum that you get in singles with like a Volt Switch or a U-turn or a parting shot. It gives you that type of momentum towards you in your favor. And I think and getting that right would like basically won me the game. And I could not have been any happier in my Pokemon career to not only to win a doubles draft league match, which is insane. I still can't believe it.
I think we said it yesterday, but it kind of threw up playoffs up in the air a little bit for a few people.
Especially this guy, yeah.
I think he right now he's either 8th or 9th in top 8 get into playoffs.
I saw 8th before I went to bed yesterday.
So, I mean, that's Eli's first win, and I think in any doubles best of 3 set. So that's pretty huge. And we talked about it yesterday. If you do want to see kind of like, he's kind of been giving me some teams, and we kind of do teams for OU singles and stuff. But if you want to see something with me and him playing doubles, where I teach him doubles, because I know my doubles content has kind of like fallen off to the wayside here lately, just because there's not like a lot.
Canceled,
everything's canceled. There's not a lot of tournaments or anything. So, but I think teaching someone to play doubles is the best way to kind of teach people who are watching to play doubles, because they can kind of come along with the ride and hear all the advice that I have to give. But definitely let us know if you want that. And I think that's probably where we're gonna leave you.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for the BL Night special. So turn the bell on for the notifications for that one. That one's gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, guys. So you heard it here. With that, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.
Deuces.